It's back. Welcome back to another cube video. This time it's the powered cube. Let's see. Okay, I did not open any power, but that's okay. I will channel that we will get some, no pun intended. And let's see here. We have Pyrokinesis, Wooded Foothills. Honestly, that's probably the two choices. I'm going to go with the Wooded Foothills. I loved drafting Gruul in the previous cube, and I think it's kind of underrated. Pyrokinesis is also a fantastic card, but you need to be decently heavy red or have like a Lutri. I have not looked at the cube list, and I'm just going to do my first few cubes going in blind, and then after a few cubes, I'll look at the list and, see exactly. I did hear that they have... Oh, actually, there's a prime example. The Lord of the Rings cards are in. It's like Orcish Bowmasters, the One Ring, etc. Yeah, I'm excited. Let's take this Wooded Foothills and see where it takes us. Ooh, a Mana Drain. I was just going to mention that this would go great like in an Izzet style deck, which I would love to draft. I don't think I did too much. There's also a Mana Vault and, speak of the devil, the One Ring. Lion's Eye Diamond's another fantastic card. This can just go in so many different ways. However, I'm just going to take this Mana Vault. I think that's the best card in the pack, and I'm just going to go from there. Okay, here's an Ajani. Orcish Bowmasters. Okay, we're just getting all the cards I was mentioning. Maybe we'll get a Broadside Bombardier's next pick. That'd be crazy, wouldn't it? Oh, man. Okay, so I think it's between Ajani and Bowmasters here. I could also see wanting a talisman on the wheel, but I'm not going to take it pick 3. I think Orcish Bowmasters goes better in like a draw 7 style deck, which Mana Vault can help set up. Mana Vault doesn't really go well into like the aggro either Selesnya or Boros shells, in my opinion. I'm going to take the Orcish Bowmasters. Okay, we have Kozilek. We have Echo of Eons, which goes with that LED we did pass. That definitely gives us the highest upside to just take the Echo. I do think that it's unlikely that the Lion's Eye Diamond will wheel, and my logic being is that other people have seen this Echo. I think if the Lion's Eye Diamond does go late enough, the players to my right that are passing to me will see that it wheeled. I'm like, oh, if that wheeled, surely the Echo will wheel. With that said, I'm going to take it in the off chance that LED does wheel. I do think that Prismatic Vista is probably the better pick, but I have an Orcish Bowmasters. I want the Echo. If I can use it, that would be great. Oh, there's a Wheel of Fortune. That is a great pickup. Underground Sea, that's unfortunate that that's not going to come back. We might get a almost a Blood Crypt, a Blackcleave Cliffs. But yeah, we're going to take this Wheel of Fortune to go with our Bowmasters. Maybe, I was just about to say, maybe we'll be Rakdos, and there's a Rakdos land. There's also a Fiery Confluence. I do think it's between those. We don't really necessarily want white. We did see a Path. That would be a great card to wheel. I just don't think it will. Yeah, we have maybe a Grixis deck, but definitely a Rakdos deck so far. So let's just take this Raucous Theater. We can get off our Wooded Foothills. Man, turn 1 Mana Vault, turn 2 Orcish Bowmasters into Wheel of Fortune. That would be pretty crazy, wouldn't it? Unfortunately, Raucous Theater doesn't help us do that, but if we get back a Blackcleave Cliffs, that could. I am so excited to be drafting the Powered Cube again. I've been jonesing. I've been saving up all my gold. I haven't bought like anything, and I just spent 10 grand on this one. So I get 4 more drafts for free no matter what, and that's cool. All right, there's a Jace, there's a Fiery Islet, which would help us cast the Echo. I'm kind of leaning towards that. There's also a Chromatic Star. Fastball I'm not interested in. Zern Orb at this point, I don't think I'm interested in playing a Titania, even if we spiked one. I think it's between the Fiery Islet and the Chromatic Star. I really like Fiery Islet, so I'm just going to take it. I don't fault anyone for taking the Chromatic Star, but I don't think we're going to have too many artifact synergies moving forward. That's a Dark Ritual. Ooh, what is this? Okay. Whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, they lose 2 life. I'm not interested in that. Yeah, I'm just going to take the Dark Ritual. That seems like the most busted pack. Or card in the pack, I mean. Especially with a Orcish Bowmasters. Okay, this is an interesting wheel. I didn't expect Pyrokinesis to come back around, but it's between that and Generous Plunder. We don't have to necessarily be strong red, but this card will definitely help us stay alive, so I'm going to take it. Okay, Lion's Eye Diamond did not wheel. I think what I predicted earlier happened, where someone, immediately to my right, maybe that wheeled, and they're going to be disappointed when they realize the Echo's not going to wheel. Okay, so Multiversal Passage is kind of like a dual land. I'm running out of time here. There's also a Dig Through Time. Right now we're not blue though, so I'm actually gonna take the Young Pyromancer. It's another red card, and it'll help us filter to find some of our more broken cards. I don't necessarily want to be aggro. Kefka is all right. These cards aren't really doing it for me. I could take the Commercial District, but I already have a Surveil land. I'm just gonna take Kefka. I did take the Fiery Islet, and that's kind of a reward. If we still want to play it. This could definitely just be a red land that cycles, though. I'm going to take the Abrade. I think that's just a slam dunk obvious pick there. Ooh, Blackcleave Cliffs did come back around. Fiery Confluence. I'm not going to complain there. And last pick, Fast Bond. All right, well, let's see how this goes. If I can get a Time Twister, I would be interested in that for sure. There's a Solitude, which I'm obviously not going to take, but that is a card to note. I don't think I'm giving up too much for the Scalding Tarn, if anything. I mean, you can argue this Trinket Mage, but I don't think so. Dothy Voidwalker, but I'm not taking that pick one either. So yeah, let's just take the Scalding Tarn. That's another red-black dual land into our deck. I don't necessarily want to be aggressive, but we do need to hit... Okay. I was going to say, being some type of Reanimator Shell wouldn't be a bad backup. I do think this Gristlebrand has a high chance of wheeling. I don't think Reanimator was too heavily drafted last time, and I'm not saying I need to be Reanimator. Liliana would be a decent wheel too, but I'm going to slam this Fable. It's another red card to go with our Pyrokinesis. Also, it's just another fantastic way, similar to... Did I not take the Young Pyromancer? Did I mess that one up like I always do? Oh, it took the Dig Through Time. Interesting. Yeah, I probably let the time run out, and I apologize for just not catching that. All right, well, definitely taking the Fable. Oh, man, Sneak Attack. How likely am I to be a Sneak Attack deck? What is this? Seismic Sense. No, thank you. Galvanic Blast. I don't think we're going to Metalcraft that often, but that would, if we do end up taking this, then the Chromatic Star might have been a little bit better than the Fiery Islet. I'm going to take the Sneak Attack. There's a Gristlebrand in this pack, and this is just a shock. It's very easily replaceable, where Sneak Attack just simply is not. Okay, there's a Grim Monolith. That's a way to help cheat out fatties that we may or may not be interested in. There's also a Tezzeret to help untap our Mana Vault, and it searches for it, but we're clearly not an artifact deck. I could see Dak Faden being a choice here as well. We do have a little bit of blue. Okay, yeah, this only triggers when its ability. I was reading this for Dak Faden if there were some synergies, but there's not. All right, well, we don't have a lot of payoffs for these monolith effects, but I'm going to take them, and maybe we'll get them. Oh, there's a workshop. I wonder how late we could reasonably take the artifacts. But here I'm going to take the Animate Dead. I think if we're going to try to lean into this Wheel of Fortune, Fable, Sneak Attack shell that we seem to be getting, I am interested in Reanimate spells. Not to mention, I mean, just replaying on an Orcish Bowmaster if they kill it. That's perfectly serviceable. Notably, I wouldn't mind this Treasure Cruise on the wheel. We do have a little bit of a blue splash that's pretty free at this point for a couple blue cards. Not that you need Treasure Cruise in the first few turns, so that's actually kind of nice. Okay, there's a Dark Confidant. There's a Seething Song. Seething Song's not a bad one for us if we want to try to abuse Sneak Attack. I think that's decently likely to wheel, though. I think it's between Night's Whisper and Darkslick Shores. I don't currently have a blue payoff, so I don't think it's correct to take the Darkslick Shores here, although I am interested in it. I'm just going to take the Night's Whisper and try to draw towards my stronger cards. What is this? Oh, Sun-Baked Canyon. Okay. Summon Bahamut. That is a not terrible sneak attack target. It's going to be hard to cast unless we have both monoliths. Not interested in much else, honestly. Not at this point, at least. Let's just take the Summon Bahamut. I'm not saying we're going to play it, but I think it's the world that we're in currently. There's a Yawgmoth's Will. Ooh. Abhorrent Oculus is a way to use our blue fixing that we currently have, and we have a few ways to we have the Wheel of Fortune. We have a couple spells like Night's Whisper and Abrade to go to the yard. Fable helps filter into it. I think I like that over Fresh Start, which is just basically a removal spell. I'm not really a Yawgmoth's Will deck, even though we have the Dark Ritual. Okay, Trinket Mage still doesn't do much for us. Redirect Lightning. This is just a removal spell. Yeah, sure, we'll take it. Griselbrand did wheel as I predicted. That does make me happy. Yep, we're going to take that. Maybe we can get a Demonic Tutor in the third pack. Not really interested in much, but I mean, Goldspan Dragon does come off of a monolith pretty well. This is not a pod draft, but I'm going to take the Reprieve anyways out of spite. Okay, Treasure Cruise did wheel. I'm not interested in anything else. Leovold. Oh man, is the ship sailed on Leovold? Probably. And Golos we're just not interested in. I could see playing it if we absolutely have to, but I'd rather not. Man, we could have had a decently sweet artifact deck this draft. As it sits, I don't mind this Mox Diamond. Keep in mind, if I do end up taking this Mox Diamond, we do need to keep our land sources decently high. This does not count as a land. Chrome Mox you can count as a land. Mox Diamond you definitely cannot. It does need to be considered a spell. Similar to like Grim Monolith. I know some people will cut a land considering a Mana Vault like half a land. And maybe Dark Ritual's half a land. You can't do that with Mox Diamond. If I had more blue cards, I would just slam this Force of Negation, but I'm not even guaranteed to play the blue. Like, maybe Abhorrent or Treasure Cruise. I don't think I can get away with both. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to take this Mox Diamond. I mean, there's a Steam Vents. There's just, I mean, I guess there's an Emperor of Bones, but I'm going to wager that Emperor of Bones will come back around. That is probably the only card I'm interested in at this moment. I could see Mana Leak and Ponder, but I kind of need the blue sources in order to make that work first. So I'm just going to take the Steam Vents. Hopefully Emperor of Bones comes back around. Okay, there's another Reanimate spell. There's a Brain Freeze we're not interested in at this moment. Tursa is nice. It's another way to filter into Abhorrent Oculus and or Treasure Cruise. And it also puts fatties in the yard to reanimate. Maybe this Death comes back around. Let's take the Tursa. Oh, a Pyrogoyf? Pick 4. Okay. Ocelot Pride. Pentad Prism's not a bad one. But Pyrogoyf is just so strong. And it comes off monoliths very well. At this point, I mean, I guess we could still reasonably see a Time Twister, but I don't expect to. Volcanic Island, Fire Blast, no thank you. Phantasmal Image, no thank you. Yeah, there's just not much in this pack. This is a card I recently added to my cube on Arena. The Abandoned Air Temple, such a strong card. I think strong might be a stretch, but the fact that it has almost no cost is what makes it strong. in my opinion. But I want to take this volcanic island. I doubt preordained wheels, but maybe the ponder does, and then I'll be a lot happier with this many blue sources. Okay, so there's a couple. Not interested in the Endstone. So I think it's between Memory Jar and Evora. Maybe Legion Extruder. I'm not feeling it. Evora is another way to filter and discard things. Memory Jar is another way to abuse Bowmasters. I think Memory Jar has a decent chance of wheeling though, where Evora I just don't think will. So let's take that. Ooh, Chain Lightning. That is a fantastic piece of removal that we just got gifted. Notably, there is a Rakdos tap land, but I think we're fine. We have 4 black sources so far, thanks to the fetches. Let's take the Chain Lightning. Well, the Time Spiral rewards us for taking Steam Vents and Volcanic Island, that's for sure. Nothing else in the pack I'm even remotely interested in. Also, with these draw 7s, the Mox Diamond does get a lot better, I will say. Probably not playing this Grim Monolith at this point. And Summon Bahamut probably doesn't make the cut. Like, at best, honestly, I am sneak attacking this into play, and it's dealing 9, maybe killing a Planeswalker, and then killing a permanent. Excuse me, on its ETB. I mean, I guess we take Izzet Signet over a bunch of unplayables. At this point, they're unplayables. For me. Don't want to make anyone angry. Stadium Headlander. No, thank you. Glorybringer, I guess, as a... I don't even know. Like, I mean, I guess I'm happy to Mana Vault into it. This is a blue-black tap land. And that gets Scalding Tarn. I guess Scalding Tarn already gets tapped black. But I'm not playing anything else here, so let's just take the blue-black tap land. Okay, Pinhead Prism did wheel. We'll take it now. Not interested in any of these. I could play Lingering Souls for the back half. I do have... Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is the... Oh, this is the Grixis one. Why was I thinking this was the Esper one? Okay, I'm much happier that that's the Grixis one. I don't know why I thought it was the Esper one, because that means Wooded Foothills gets it too. Legion Extruder on the wheel is a gift. I could play this as a draw engine. We'll have to see. I want to put my deck together, and I'll see you in round 1. Alright, this is what I ended up going with. I did ponder the Talisman being in, but I think my fixing's decent enough that I don't need it. I originally was going to cut the Grim Monolith and keep the Talisman, but the more I thought about it, especially with the Time Spiral, I think I'm okay with like turn 2 Grim Monolith and like maybe, you know, there's games where I go Goldspan or Pyrogoyf second spell or, you know, something. Or even just Orcish Bowmaster's Wheel of Fortune. We'll have to see. I am keeping, obviously, all my fast mana and my removal. I ended up not playing Echo. I debated about, or starting it. I guess it's best of 1, so what I said was accurate. Anyways, Echo, because I have Time Spiral, which is just better. If I didn't, for this deck, I should specify, you could argue it's better in other situations, but regardless, if I didn't have Time Spiral, I'm probably playing Echo. I do have ways to discard it. Both, you know, the Wheel of Fortune, the Fable, Ivara. Like, there's a lot of ways for me to discard this. I just felt like it wasn't worth it. I'd rather just do these other things. And I was not willing to play Sneak Attack for just Gristlebrand. And I don't want to play both Dig Through Time and Abhorrent Oculus, and I'd rather have the threat. I feel like I have enough, not searching like Demonic Tutors, but ways to search my deck, draw cards, etc. It's unfortunate the Death and stuff didn't wheel, but that's probably fine. It would have made me want to play Gristlebrand and stuff a little bit more. But with that said, I'm just going to play Animate Dead as a value spell, and we'll see how that goes. So yeah, I'll see you in round 1. Welcome to round 1. I have all my colors. I have a Knight's Whisper, Fable, Pyrokinesis. This seems like a great hand. Obviously, a Mana Vault into Orcish Wheel of Fortune is probably the best I can do, but I think this is serviceable. Hopefully our opponent's not too fast out of the gate for us. But as it sits, I'm just going to play this tapped, hope that we don't see a Wasteland, and go from there. A Wasteland would be pretty annoying because then we can't double on our Printed Prism. I guess at that point I'm just Night's Whispering, but okay, Currency Converter's fine. There's a Mana Vault. I was debating if it's worth mana vaulting out the Fable, but I don't have enough mana to do Fable and Night's Whisper. So I think I'm just gonna play as much mana as possible. I just want to make sure that I don't get screwed by the auto tapper here. And set up for next turn. It'd be pretty nice if I can draw a Wheel of Fortune, honestly. Play Fable, play Wheel. Obviously the Mana Vault. Okay. Our opponent seems to be taking their time, and that I am honestly okay with. So I could Mana Vault into Fable and Night's Whisper, but I could also just play Fable, and I'm okay with that. I don't need to play both of them right now. Okay, it did Wheel. They could have had a Spell Pierce potentially, but the Printed Prism, maybe they weren't willing to spin their Spell Pierce for my Printed Prism. And if that's the case, I would agree with that decision. Ooh. Well, let's see if we're dead. I was about to say they were highlighting the Spell Bomb, so I was like, maybe they're about to draw off of it to indicate their hand is weak, but... Well, they didn't slam dunk an artifact. That makes me a little bit happier. Again, I did not look at what the list is. Okay. I mean, a Triplicate Titan might still kill us, unfortunately, as it sits, but it's not the end of the world. This is... Let's get rid of both of these. Okay, Goldspan's not going to do it either. I can take a hit from the Triplicate Titan. I cannot speak. Alright, well, discarding our land, I guess, is going to punish us. Let's Mana Vault into Tursa. No attacks. We can attack next turn. This thing has Vigilance, so it's not the greatest, but maybe I can get Tursa to trigger. Yeah, without a bounce effect or like a straight... Oh, never mind. When I saw that, I thought they were reanimating it. Okay, well, we have one more turn. Let's see what we get. I'm not going to pay. Notably, I can get rid of Legion Extruder. I'm sorry, I can get rid of the Mana Vault with Legion Extruder. With that said, it's probably not going to matter at this point. Goldspan's not going to do anything for us. I want to keep the land in case the spell that we draw does. And it did not. So we're going to give our opponents the good games and move on to the next round. Alright, round 2. I have a Bowmasters, and hopefully we can find a Wheel of Fortune shortly afterwards. Let's keep this. We are on the draw. I mean, it's not a Wheel of Fortune, but it's not bad either. Let's just play the Raucous Theater. Maybe we'll find another blue source. Night's Whisper. I'm actually going to bin. I don't think we need it. I'd rather dig one more turn closer to a Wheel of Fortune, in all honesty. Also, notably, closer to getting another blue source. In turn, I am so excited that they brought Orcish Bowmasters and other cards into the format. Oh, that's so funny. I'm gonna play this now. There, obviously, I can get punished for this because now they see it, or like they could have gone red source Wheel of Fortune, but in case they were playing blue, okay. I wonder if they have Wheel of Fortune. Maybe I punted it, but in case they were playing blue, I didn't want to get it countered. It's a line that I chose. Oh, okay. That's totally fine. This is going to get Volk. Into Fable. Fable will help us accelerate into Time Spiral if it goes unchecked. Choosing to trade off the Orc tokens. I don't hate that since I have the 2/2. Okay, a Sorin. That makes me happy. Ooh. Let's just cut this. Yeah, let's go to combat. It's going to give me a treasure, and that's going to be enough for me to cast this Time Spiral. I finish off this Sorin, do the rest of them. Oh, untap up to 6 lands first, of course. Here, here, there, there. All right, good games. I'll see you in the next round. All right, we bounced back with an Orcish Bowmasters into a Time Spiral. Let's see if we can continue that train. Lands and spells, I don't hate it. These can go get Raucous Theater, so hopefully we can draw a Night's Whisper or something else. Playing against the blue deck. A Braid. I'm not interested in a Braid currently. That could come back to bite us, but I don't want to draw a card that we don't know if we need yet. Picking up the Volcanic Island wasn't ideal, of course. The Scalding Tarn is going to go get our Grixis land. Deep Cavern Bat is totally fine. They probably take either Chain or Pyro. Okay, yeah, I was going to say, the Chain makes the most sense because I don't have to pitch a card to it right now. Because then I can just get back whatever other card I wanted. Alright, hopefully we stop drawing lands. Right on time. I thought about playing the Fiery Islet for a second and just cycling it. Not immediately, but by at end of turn maybe. Which now I'm glad I didn't because they have Hull Breacher up now. But I just realized I'd rather just get up to Goldspan Dragon as fast as possible. That's a Bowmasters that they do not know about. Let's see what they do. Hopefully they don't just go end of turn Hull Breacher here. That'd be very annoying. Okay, they did not. Let's see what they do. But I'm likely to just go end of turn Bowmasters. I'd rather just take the 1 lifelink damage to see if they have a main phase 2 sorcery speed spell. Okay, Wishclaw Talisman. So that's theoretically a clock. Okay, and then if they want to counter this Orcish Bowmasters, they know we have Goldspan Dragon coming, but that's fine. And they can't have Tishana's Tidebinder up because they only have 2 mana. Okay, we got our Chain Lightning back. We do need to be careful because they do have some red floating over there. But let's just go to my turn. We're going to play Swamp because I don't want to take any additional damage. Then just play this Goldspan and see what happens. I'm not going to attack with the Bowmaster because this could be a Malcolm or a Snapcaster Mage and it would be very embarrassing. I guess I could pitch a Pyrokinesis and I just need to get them dead. So maybe actually I do if I'm willing to pitch the Pyrokinesis to their Flasher. Interesting. Okay. Well, I can attack with the rest at least. I don't have a way of bouncing this, so it's just going to stay 0-4 basically, unfortunately. But I am going to cycle this Fiery Islet on my next turn. 4 mana is plenty enough mana to play with. The big thing that would punish us for doing that is if they do have a Hull Breacher, but if they had one already, ooh. Interesting that they're killing off the Goldspan Dragon. Obviously, they don't know that I don't have an answer to this fresh start, but I guess I could copy it with the Kiki Jiki Mirror. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's draw a card. Let's draw something, please. A Pentad Prism. All right. I didn't want to cut a land for the Dark Ritual and the Mana Vault, but I might regret doing so now. I mean, it's results oriented, of course, but I felt like I had a decent number of card selection and draw. I mean, at least we get the Pyrokinesis that. Debating if I want to Pyrokinesis it, or I wonder if they're just going to hit us for 4 with the Wishclaw Talisman. I don't know if they will or not, but Bombardiers and Wishclaw in the same deck does seem kind of sketch. Anyway, so Chain Lightning can hit Planeswalkers, of course. That's why I'm kind of hesitant to just use it. Looks like they're debating on sacking the Wishclaw to hit us. Okay, no, they're giving us a card. Interesting. So I do have Fiery Confluence in my deck. Oh, and then they sack it. That's smart. Yeah, that is not something I immediately thought of because I forgot that this is basically. I mean, I knew it's instant, I guess, so I should have deduced that that's possible, but I just wasn't thinking about it. I was gonna say a play I missed last cube session. Not this recent cube, but when I was first made my channel, was there was a Wishclaw Talisman opponent, and I could have gotten Fiery Confluence and used one of the modes to kill the Wishclaw Talisman after tutoring for it so they didn't get it back. Instead, I missed it and then used mana to where I couldn't get Fiery Confluence. And that was going to be my line, but they very smartly did what they did, so that's unfortunate. Yeah, this is more damage, but it's only to creatures. And I don't want to let them untap. I'm going to keep the Chain Lightning in my hand, of course. Now, if they go like, I don't know, I guess they wouldn't have a haste. They'd have to have a haster too, so never mind. I was going to say, if they go like Artifact Gut, that would be annoying, but I wonder what they tutored for. Narset, okay. Rewarded for not using the Chain Lightning. That does make me feel good. Alright, Mystical Tutor. I wonder if they have any draw sevens. That would be unfortunate. I guess if the Narset dies, it doesn't matter. But they haven't played a land yet. Ooh. It's his opponent. I guess I need to give them the Bombardiers, but that seems so wrong on so many levels. Yeah, whatever. At least, I don't know. I don't like any of this, honestly. I wish they had like a do nothing creature, but here we are. Ooh. Okay. So let's chain lightning this. And then we will do 1 damage to each creature twice. And there's no artifact in play besides mine, so 2 damage to each opponent. Alright, that was a decent draw. Let's just play this. There's value in not, but I don't care enough, honestly. Surprised they didn't go for a upkeep on the Mystical Tutor. I don't know what they could have outside of draw 7s. The fact that they kind of fought decently hard over that Chain Lightning tells me that they probably had a draw 7 or have access to it via this Mystical Tutor. I could see why they wouldn't want to play a draw 7 here because I have 0 cards and they have 5. So they go +2, I go +7. But surely there's other instants and sorceries in their deck that they could have chosen. If okay, I was about to say the longer that this takes, the more it kind of confuses me because if they just like immediately played something, okay, they did have a draw 7, interesting. All right, well that's annoying. Oh, I need to just cast this actually so that I don't have to discard it to make them draw a card. But anyways, if they had like an immediate play, then I could understand why they didn't do that. But the fact that they tanked for a bit kind of made me think the other way. I'm just going to cast this Dark Ritual so I don't have to discard it. It's 1 less card that they draw. Okay. A Time Spiral would be fine. A Wheel of Fortune would be fine. If I could summon that Echo that's in my sideboard. Legion Extruder is not good enough. It might buy me a turn, but I doubt it. Mystical Tutor for a removal spell. That wins it for you. I'm playing face up. Any removal spell. That's not a removal spell. They can discard it to the blood. Okay, that's good enough. Good game. I'll see you in the next round. All right, welcome to the next round. Okay, I mean, lands and spells, they're all good ones. I'll take it. I'll just play my Xander's Lounge, thank you. Probably going to go Pentad Prism into Tursa, but we'll see. Now we can have Goldspan Dragon next turn, depending on what they do. If they tap out, I will certainly just go for it. And then I'll Night's Whisper off of the treasure while I'm basically guaranteed to get 2 mana off of it. And then if it goes unchecked, then it just kind of replaces the Pentad Prism via the double treasure. Must be nice to have sideways 8 hand size. I wish I can do that. I'm not good enough, though, of course. Okay, well, let's play this Goldspan Dragon. Hopefully we don't get it countered. Uh-oh. Force of Will? This looks like a Force of Will. It is 100% a Force of Will, and that's okay. We have a follow-up Tursa. We have Pyrokinesis pitching Chain Lightning in an emergency. Are they just going land go? That'd be great. And then if the Tursa doesn't work out, we still have Knight's Whisper. Ooh, that's unfortunate. At this point, do I just want to exile the Chain Lightning? This might be a little bit too cute. But I'm going to exile the Chain Lightning. Ooh, nice. Not nice. Let's play this. All of our sources are blue so far. We don't have a lot of blue, so let's just discard the blue. Oh, I should have played Ivara first. Ivara first was 100% the play. I forgot that Mox Diamond interacts with this card. They got rid of a Bowmasters. Nice. That was really nice for us. Well, this was a pretty good sequence of turns. It's too bad we can't Wheel of Fortune again. Oh, Toxic Deluge, boo. I mean, we have to take 6. Now we Pyrogoyf, which is a 5/6. Jeez. That's big. Okay, so we have 1, 5. Okay, so we might as well untap the Mana Vault, honestly, in my opinion. Ooh, we can even redirect. If they have a counterspell. Let's hit them. And then if they have all that taken care of, we still have Kefka. Okay, they're at 4. We still have Redirect Lightning up. I wasn't too sure if I'd like this card or not, but I mean, so far it's been cute, or it can be at least. Yep, they don't need a Dak Faden, that's for sure. Nice. Sure. Nine cards left in my deck. And hopefully they don't have a counter spell, because then I can just kill them with Fiery Confluence. Okay, yep. Good game. I'll see you in the next round. All right, that was a fun match last round. Let's see if we can duplicate it. We are on the play. It's unfortunate that we have a Born Oculus in the same hand as a Wheel of Fortune. But since we're on the play, I'm actually going to keep it because we can Pentad Prism into the wheel. I debated about mulliganing it, but if our opponent doesn't interact with us, I do like Pentad Prism into Wheel of Fortune. Also, imagine if we just spike an Orcish Bowmasters off the top, we can cast off Pentad Prism. You got to just will it will it into being. All right, Pentad Prism. Are they going to force a negation this? That would be okay with me. Utopia's Sprawl is a weird choice to me. I would be afraid to play this card because of Wasteland and Strip Mine effects. Alright, well now I'm definitely going to Wheel of Fortune. I was debating about just saying go. that is an unfortunate draw there, but I want the Fiery Islet or the Steam Vents in play. I think I'd rather have the Fiery Islet in play. And I definitely not using it now, so let's just... When I say not using it, I mean not drawing a card. But yeah, let's Wheel of Fortune, get that. They have Force of Negation. Okay. That's fine. Yep. I thought they might have it with the Pentad Prism, but it is what it is. Yeah, this is naming blue. I'm surprised they put Lutri in hand, honestly. I guess they might have like a recall. If they have like Ancestral Recall in their hand, that makes a lot of sense. I guess maybe in a Time Walk, but they couldn't cast Time Walk anyways at that point. But like untapped blue would let them cast Recall into Lutri, so who knows? I certainly do not. Okay, well, it's not going to do that much for them. Let's go to Raucous Theater. This is going to bin almost, like, I'd rather bin, like, almost literally anything. Okay, well, that's why I said almost. The reason being is because I want to get to this Born Oculus. It's too bad Pentad Prism, or it's not Pentad, sorry, Wheel of Fortune got exiled. But Tursa is going to discard the Steam Vents more than likely for us, and maybe a Braid at this point. Okay, that's unfortunate. It does seem like everyone's building a draw 7 deck. So land instant, that's it so far. So this is only a 2-3. I don't know why I counted. I could have just looked at my card. Okay, they saw a Time Spiral, unfortunately. Okay, I have Tursa. Never mind, I'm dumb. I have Tursa to deal with this. Let's hope that Tursa resolves and gets to attack without getting... I guess they don't have Lightning Bolt mana up. Or probably in their deck at all, since there's no red. A Subtlety is absolutely disgusting. Because now that their last card is untapped land, that just absolutely destroys me. Oh, wait, no. That puts creature in the yard. I still get to kill their Narset. That's fine. Put that on top. Yeah, that puts creature in the yard. Fantastic. Auto pay. Kill. Nissa. Okay, I can just braid. Maybe they'll do the breeding pool. Ah. Alright, there's a Tursa. Submit 0. I guess I could have gotten... I should have gotten rid of the Abhorrent, I think. Now let's kill the Nissa. Alright, I like our chances here. So decently quick clock. And we have a redirect spell. That's fantastic. So now, like, if they have like a... I guess they don't have red. But I was going to say, like, some type of burn spell I could redirect to their face. Alright, they're likely going to Time Spiral. If they get the chance, obviously. Yeah, Brazen Borrower can't block, so they might as well attack with it. Yep, that's fine. It's not the end of the world. We have a Time Spiral of our own. Another Nissa. Let's just kill this. I could kill the 3/3, but that's going to get a lot scarier a lot faster. I'm probably going to crack this Fiery Islet as well. I guess like Chain Lightning is one of the better draws I could have. Okay, Dark Ritual's not bad either. Depending. Okay, Chain Lightning. There we go. This can't block, right? Yeah, so they should have attacked with this. That was a mistake. Well, I am going to go ahead and Chain Lightning now because I don't want this trading with my Tursa. Sadly, I can't Time Spiral this turn if I want to attack with Goyf, because if they block the Goyf, which they're likely to do, and I Time Spiral, the damage will still be there, and so it'll die to state-based. Let's see what they do. I'm just going to attack them. I want to get them dead. I think that's the correct choice. They're probably going to block the... Yep, that's what I thought. Now, I could just say screw it and let the Goyf die. Yeah, I'm just going to play the Time Spiral now. It's unfortunate, but... Well, there's our best friend Orcish Bowmasters right on time. Alright, let's see what they do. Hopefully it involves another draw 7. Alright, well that's a lot of green. Is this an upheaval? I could see this being an upheaval. In which case I'm just going to float my mana. This looks like an upheaval to me. And the Dark Ritual is just going to be so good here. Because I can Dark Ritual out Tarsa after Mox Diamonding. Okay. So not an upheaval. Alright, I'm just going to assume that it's not an upheaval, and I hope I don't get punished. I wonder why they floated all this mana. Okay, Ouroboros is a problem. I wish I could... Really wish I could pitch this Pyrokinesis now. But I can't, so... Yeah, against my better judgment, I'll pay. Alright, let's get rid of these. Okay. Yeah. It's not looking good for the home team, that's for sure. And Wheel of Fortune's exiled because of the Force Negation. Yep. Yeah, I think Echo of Eons, which is on our sideboard, is probably our best out of all the cards we have in our deck. Or in our draft. Didn't attack. Interesting. Let's just see what we have. I don't think we have anything. Oh, Fiery Confluence if we can deal one more point of damage. And I guess Chain too. Yeah, Reanimating doesn't do much. Oh, Reanimating does, Animated does the Paraglyph. I mean, yeah, might as well play to our outs, I suppose. This can make a 3/3 out of our Pentad Prism. Yep. If they find a draw spell, I was going to say. Alright, Fiery Confluence off the top. One time. Yep, that's going to get huge. I'm just hoping that they miscalculate. No, attack with everything. I'm totally dead. I don't have a braid in my hand at all. And Legion Extruder doesn't make dudes. Sarcasm. Okay, don't attack with anything. Got it. It's not a Fiery Confluence. Hmm. Yeah, not attacking with the Brazen Borrower didn't make a lot of sense, but now I can't do anything about it because I don't have a flying blocker, but maybe they miss it. Yeah, losing to this Ouroboros does pretty embarrassing, but that's cube. I've lost to many a green card, which is one of the reasons why I don't mind drafting like the green base decks, the green base creature decks. They can be very good. Okay, yeah, good game. I'm just gonna show them what I could have done. That doesn't do anything, but anyways, I'll see you next round. Actually, no, that was the end of the draft, so I won't see you next round. I'll see you at the deck outro. All right, I forgot that once you hit claim prizes, you can no longer view your deck. So I'll just talk on this screen. Um, Maybe I should have cut a land. I did mention the Mana Vault and Dark Ritual. A lot of people consider them to be half lands, and obviously, if I have two of them, that creates a whole land. So I could see cutting one land to play both of those, and that would have put another spell in. I don't know how much that would have mattered. Of course, especially with digital, you don't know if you would have drawn that spell or not, because it would have been a basic basically. So I like the way our deck functioned. We got to do some cool things. Unfortunately, we went 2-3. It is what it is. It's our first one back. I just got back from work, and it's currently 5:30 in the morning. So I would fire another one of these, but not tonight, or this morning, I should say. But I do plan. I can't promise, but I'm going to try my hardest to do daily videos again with this. And even if I don't do daily videos, I'm definitely going to draft this a ton, and so I could obviously show off more recordings in the future. I hope you like this video. There's going to be plenty more to come. Have a good one.